To all of our Second Amendment lovers out there, welcome to the White Neighborly Podcast. I am your host, Hudson.
I'm your co-host, Ben.
And today, on our third episode of the White Neighborly Podcast, we actually have a very special guest. Can we please introduce and welcome Nathan?
Welcome to the show.
Great to see you guys,
Of course,
really.
great to have you.
I'm really excited to be on this podcast, and there's a lot of news I've been really hoping to talk about, and the recent stuff, and just really explore my...
The recent stuff, I'm sure you're talking about the new Burger King ad,
Oh,
right?
yeah, I just saw the ad on the Knicks game.
You heard about this, right?
Yeah. It's weird. It's like they're pushing the sandwich really big, and it's like that's not a big enough reason for me to go to Burger King.
Exactly.
I've never been there before, and it's they're sticking to their same thing of like it's a sandwich.
No, it's of course I'm not one to judge because I've never had this new what do they call it, the Crown Sandwich?
The Crown Sandwich.
Right. It was so in unison. Wow.
Well,
you guys are very well informed.
Well, I actually did go try the Crown
Really?
Sandwich.
Tell us a review, please.
It's a really rich taste, you know, you really get into the,
Right.
there's a lot of mustard to kind of add that yellow theme, that's where
Right.
they get the idea from, and there's some
Crown.
dye in the bun to make it a little more yellow. It's trying to get a gold theme and really bring the royal theme to Burger King ever since the downfall during that one ad where the guy asked for the water, the one video. It really led to the downfall of stock.
Right.
Yeah, and
I mean,
it's
they're
a
trying to
really
get it
bad,
back.
yeah, it's a bad representation of the royal theme, and that guy isn't royal at all, and we're bringing it back. I actually did invest in some Burger King stock because
really?
I see the Crown Sandwich as a path, you know, really.
It's a really good investment. Now I hear
Yes.
King Charles of England is actually very mad about this representation because it's very demeaning to the royal family.
Yeah.
You know,
How can you
hear about this?
represent, such
A
as
rich history.
they would put it, like such a gloryful position. It was just into just like a sandwich, but of
Yeah.
course Burger King has been doing this for years. Let's
Right.
not.
I mean, they have challenged the English throne in the past.
Mhm.
That
True.
is something that they've
Yeah.
done.
Yeah,
Sure
we won't
many
touch on
countries.
that. That's
Yeah.
old news, but
Yeah.
we
It's
could
a
try
long
and
time
sweep
ago.
that under the rug. Yeah. Now the Crown Sandwich itself, I've just been thinking like they've done these stuff in the past where it's like these dyed things with the Spider-Man Red Whopper.
Spider-Man Whopper.
Oh,
The
God,
Red
yeah.
Whopper they
Yeah.
did,
I
and
remember that.
really it was a promotional deal for the movie, of course, but you see a lot of children going in and it's just like, oh, I'm gonna get my Spider-Man.
Right.
But
It's a Ponzi scheme, is what it is.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It's
consumerism at its finest.
when are they gonna make a green burger now
Yeah.
or a purple
Yeah.
burger?
I'm actually
It's
pretty
like
sure they
for
have
the
them
new
in
Jackass movie, are they gonna make like a pirate flag burger? Like, is
Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
It's like that one SpongeBob episode where he makes all the different colored burgers.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
But on the inside, they're all the same. It's all that gray Krabby Patty mush.
Mhm.
That's what's going on with Burger King. Is they're just putting a new label on it, right? And
Yeah.
and look. I've never tried it, but from what I've heard from you, from other people I've talked to about this, it just tastes the same as their normal.
I think
sandwich.
it tasted a little better.
A
I
little?
definitely saw...
It's the mustard, right?
Yeah, it's the
It's
mustard.
gotta
Really,
be.
I'm a big
Right.
mustard fan,
Right.
and definitely it's the color. It's like gives some more experience. It's almost
Right.
just how they sell the Krabby Patties in that one episode.
Mhm.
It's adding a little bit of a twist, and I think that's kind of what we need in today's world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's special. You don't see this tweaks in consumerist products.
Yeah.
Now
This
let
is
me
important.
bring something up here because obviously Burger King has had a lot of competition
Right.
in
Oh,
the
yeah.
market, and I don't think, like, from what I've heard from friends, like Burger King is not the go-to place to go if you want a good
100%,
burger.
yeah. I'll be
So it's just like making these different colorful burgers is probably just a push to like get that on a billboard, make it look nice, so that you can attract more people based on the visuals. But food dye doesn't taste like anything. It's good that they're branching out with this mustard because the mustard is a flavor that you can go, oh, I'd like to have a mustard sandwich, but what's in it for the people that are into the brand, like at a heartfelt moment where it's just like mustard's fine, but you're doing all this color stuff
Right.
for new people.
Like I've never been a mustard guy myself,
Mhm.
but it's when you put so much emphasis on the mustard, it's like fine. I guess I'll try it.
Mhm.
I was thinking after the show we can go and get one and just taste
Yeah.
it.
And we'll try it. You said it's better, so
I like it
I
personally.
have trust in you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Now, going into the other subject that I wanted to bring up, is, have you guys seen this thing on TikTok? Is people found in this one area they saw a skull-shaped cloud in
The
the
skull
sky?
clouds, right?
I haven't heard of this. Can you guys please?
Yeah. So we were actually scrolling a couple days. This is when we first heard about it, and we did some more research.
Yeah.
So there's these skull-shaped clouds in the sky. I'm sure that you might, maybe you saw it in a dream. It's in everyone's subconscious. It's everywhere.
Oh. Okay.
It's really
I think
it's sort of gone viral. a
They're
bit.
very prominent
Yeah.
in the news, in the media, everywhere.
And it's just like, you know, people on TikTok, they think it might be different things. Some people just like think it's a coincidence. Some people think it's, you know, you see planes in the sky with banners and you know the sky writing and stuff.
It could be
Yeah.
it could be some guy like proposing to his emo girlfriend who's just
Right.
really obsessed with skulls, you know.
But the vast majority of people think it's chemtrails. Now, are
Right.
you familiar with
Like
chemtrails?
Agent
Yes.
Orange is like in Vietnam.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes, yeah.
of course.
And chemtrails, for those if you don't know at home, chemtrails is the theory that the clouds that planes leave off when they're in the sky are filled with chemicals that alter your brain a little bit.
Now these serve to indoctrinate them, yes? Right.
Little
So
1984.
Yeah.
a little 1984. What exactly are they trying to indoctrinate? Because I've heard of this indoctrination using the chemtrails, but what is the message they're trying to convey?
Yeah, people are kind of that's the part where it gets iffy. They sort of argue on that.
It's hard to study.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely hard to look into, especially when it's so recent. I mean, you're just looking at these skull-shaped clouds in the sky, and it's like, well, if it was something evil like that, wouldn't it be something nicer, like a picture of a cupcake or
Well,
something?
the real
Yeah.
question is who's making the skulls? You know, maybe it's the wind, and maybe it's some spiritual figure that's trying to warn us of what's coming, or maybe it is, you know, government that is trying to make them skulls so we understand what's happening really, and truly, you know, understand the possible consequences of what now I'm hearing. It could be a global wipeout. You know, if they
Right.
continue with this. Maybe we need to do something about it, and I'm trying to think, what are some things we could possibly
You know,
do?
while you're on that subject, I heard it was the Mongolian government. They're trying to revive the Mongol Empire. is what they're doing.
Oh.
Yeah. So they're trying to spread this message. This is just a rumor, of course. Nothing is officially confirmed.
Yes.
But they're spreading this message of you know, glory to the Mongol Empire, you know, the Khan dynasty. They're trying to bring it back, and this is a big deal. This could alter, you know, geopolitics forever.
Yeah.
And now I just wanted to circle back to something you said earlier, and it's like the theory that it could be something mythical or godlike in nature.
Yeah.
And
Right.
I haven't really heard that as much, but I think that's a really good sign. Like, if you were to go back and this happened earlier in history, that totally would have been a start of some new story that people
Right.
spread through, and it could be some story of the evil clouds in the sky. But now that it's happening in a more modern time, people are attacking the government for it, and it's something like that, and it could be attributing the unknown terror to whatever thing controls our daily lives.
Yeah.
And now the Mongol Emperor, the Mongol Empire, people attributing something bad happening in our stratosphere to a foreign area. It's just like, well,
They're
you
looking
sort
for
of
scapegoats.
yeah,
That's what
they're-
they're doing.
Oh, yeah.
you sort of
Similar.
push all of the blame into something you don't know much about,
Right.
and whether that's, you know, a group of people like the Illuminati that are trying to hide things.
Or the Mongolian government, for
Yes,
instance.
of course.
Yeah.
This has been happening for all of our history. You know, pushing scapegoats
Yeah.
on
But,
minorities.
again, what are you saying? It could be part of the Gen Z religious revival as well.
Right.
Yes, of
That's what they're
course.
trying to push.
But
You were saying. Yeah.
there's been things that have been happening for all our lives, and for a lot of history, you know, the humans have stayed the same activities, same, you know, mental ideas. But I think
Right.
there's been some changes recently in the body of humans.
There have been. I read an article the other day. It said, so you know how you have like a small intestine,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Large intestine.
And yes.
Yeah.
You know, there's been a lot of people concerned and also hopeful, and there's two sides to this,
Right.
of the recent development of the vestigial structure. It's called the medium intestine.
Wow.
It's new, yeah.
Yeah.
Is it, so it's in newer children?
Yeah, look, I'm no doctor, but you can still trust me because like I
Of course.
watched some TikToks about it.
Yes, of course.
Um,
yes.
But it's a new mid-sized intestine. It doesn't really lead anywhere. It's just kind of there.
It's,
Oh.
I believe it's connected to the same track, or is it going
It
somewhere
might be.
else?
We haven't done enough research on this
Right.
yet, but scientists think that it is on the same track as the small intestine.
Wow.
Yes.
And do you think that that could be a side effect of preservatives in our food, that our body needs more time to break down?
You're saying microplastics.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Our
Because-
bodies are evolving to have longer intestinal tracts in order to break down the food that capitalist things need
I see
to
what
put
you
in
mean.
there.
No, that's an interesting point you bring up, because I want to touch on the two arguments today
Mhm.
of whether this medium intestine is good for humanity or bad.
Yeah.
And I like where you're going with this good argument here, because it's saying we can degrade the microplastics in our body easier, and you know we can just become healthier people, you know,
Right.
which is good.
And life just adapts to whatever
Natural
changes is
selection,
thrown
exactly.
at it. Yeah.
This could eventually, phase out, and it could be
It
kind
could be
of
a fad, a trend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it. But
Yeah.
I hope it's not like how the. I'm sorry, a trend is.
Don't worry. Yeah.
That's a really interesting way to put an intestine.
Uh,
I was
it's-
going
it's-
on,
yeah.
sir. I was going on about the appendix and how it really lacks a use in today's world. And people say, "Well, what's the point of my appendix? Why don't I just get rid of it? I'll save some space." Well, maybe this is a fight back from the internal body.
I like it.
You're fighting, you're removing useless parts. Let's add more. I'm getting sassy. So maybe from the genetic people that are removing their appendixes, the genes, I believe, maybe fighting back in a way. Maybe in some code they're communicating with each other, and we're getting a new communal part.
So our bodies are rebelling against us, is what you're saying?
Well, that's kind of a silly way to put it, but
It-
I think
yeah.
metaphorically,
I mean-
in genes and cells, maybe they have a mind potentially in
A
there.
mind of their own.
Yes.
Right. And now I want to
Okay.
do this appendix theory is a good point, because the appendix, I believe, is connected to the large intestine. Right? So
Right.
maybe the large intestine has more of a say on this. I don't know where the medium intestine is growing off of. Either it's the large intestine or the small intestine.
We're still looking at the scientific
Yeah.
community.
But perhaps if people are, cutting out their appendix just for the sake of it, that the large intestine specifically could be fighting back.
Right. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, again, we still have to do a little more research on where this originates from. But it certainly is, it's fascinating. I'm sure
Yeah.
to even just talk like
Really.
we're growing a new body part. This is insane.
It's evolution.
While we're
And
talking
it-
about
yeah.
growing body parts, right?
Well, it is. I just want to, real quick before we leave this subject, it's the first time in human history where we've been able to document a change in ourselves.
Right.
Yeah,
in,
that's
in
great.
recorded history, like this is like
Recorded.
we're noticing a change. Now again, while we're on the topic of growing body parts,
Yes.
Yes.
I've heard that in correlation to the stock market
Wow.
is actually the size of the investor's member. Have you
Now, is
heard
it
about
the
this?
investor's member, or is it the collective penis size
Is it whole or average?
of the
I
population?
believe it's the population mean of the schlong size.
Yes.
In essence.
Yeah.
Sorry to put it
The
so
wiener.
informally, but it's
Yes.
these are the scientific terms.
I know it's a
Yes.
bit of a silly topic, but it's
It's not-
really...
No, I
Like
think
it.
it's very interesting,
intriguing.
and it's something that we've never seen before.
Right, and-
It's
and-
a connection between the global market and the people.
No,
Right.
yeah. I
the
just
penis
wanna-
of the people. Right. No, look, it's a laughable subject,
It's
of course.
funny because reproductive is similar to how money is made. The reproductive system, and as more people are born, more money is made, and maybe it's related to the eligibility of making people, and how larger an ejaculation size and larger
Size.
And
Ejaculation
perhaps-
size.
Yes,
Perhaps
volume,
another-
man.
Right,
It's
okay.
not. It's,
Yes.
Yeah. It's
No, look.
fairly
I
simple.
get,
You're
I get
frustrating
it's
me.
funny.
You're
We
frustrating.
can
It's
have a-
not. You're causing a
Bad
laugh out of
thing.
me because you're frustrating me. Please. It's the
We don't want to be
ejaculation
rude
size.
to our guests. It's just-
Yes, please. And
Apologies.
the size of the
Yes.
the human rod, it relates. And I'm sick and tired of your shit, man.
Whoa.
Because
What?
you have not been taking me serious. And I
It's a
think
scientific topic.
Now, I just want to...
It's fun. Something can be scientific and funny at the same time.
I'd like
You can have
to correct something here, because it's not the global market. it was, I believe the specifics of it was the formula for Bitcoin
Oh yeah.
was
Right,
found to be
BTC.
correlated.
$BTC.
Thank you.
Yes,
Yeah.
and
We're like
it's
50,000 now.
Yes.
sort of mined into, and there's a lot of variables in there that we aren't quite sure yet. But member size is definitely a factor in there, and that's
Right,
very
right.
interesting because it's something
Oh,
that
maybe.
Right. Do we have a formula yet?
we don't
No.
have a
do,
formula.
do you think we could try?
Yeah,
Yeah,
think
we
so,
could try.
definitely.
We could try.
So we need to add a number.
And I was going to
definitely.
bring up, because if you're saying that the repopulation, the productive organs
Yeah.
in your body are related to, then perhaps another variable could be the size of a woman's fallopian tubes.
Oh yeah.
Because we're only factoring in, you know, the most obvious part of a body and of the easiest reproductive organ to measure,
Yes.
and the most documented, I would
Of
say,
course,
because
yes.
it's a status symbol.
Yeah, especially in the newer population, penis size is really, it's a defining factor of people, and it makes some people sad, it makes some people very happy,
Yeah.
depending on the size, in the same way that money can bring joy and sadness to so many different people.
Yeah, and both are such a big status symbol in alpha male groups, and it's just like, I have
Yes.
a big dick and I have a lot of money.
Yes.
No, it's interesting that you bring that up. I actually was studying this earlier today.
Oh wow.
I've came up with a formula for the correlation. X equals dick size times Y squared over the square root of D. That's important. That you got to square the dick because it can't
Yeah.
be too large.
Yeah.
And this isn't just D itself, it's three
Right.
different variables that we have no idea.
It's D times I times H.
Yes.
Right.
And I is, of course, imaginary.
Right,
Yeah.
because like some people compensate for size, and that's like some imaginary size.
I really think it's interesting how you use the variable of X on both sides. It shows the connection of money to penis. And it's
right, and
not
penis
just
to money.
one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Anyway,
Yes.
and then we have times money over X squared.
Yeah.
Just to add on a little bit of
Of
course.
variables to that. It might need some touching up.
Maybe we can
but
add,
it's a
of
really-
course, as you said, the fallopian tubes to further
Maybe
make this more
we
accurate.
can just.
I think our margin of error on this, I think, Ben, do you have any idea?
Wait,
what the-
can our viewers see this? Is that?
Mm.
I think they might be. Able
Is
I
to.
believe
there?
it's visible.
Do you have any idea what the margin of error on this equation is? Maybe we can, with the addition of fallopian tube.
Yeah, the margin of error would be about 2 standard deviations away.
Right,
so.
right. Oh,
If
we can graph this. Interesting.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
So if we just want to make it a bell curve, because
Yeah.
I don't see how
Wait,
it could
wait.
be otherwise.
I mean, look, it looks like a boner in a blanket, right?
Yeah.
That's the correlation
Wow.
with the stock market.
Wow,
And that's, yeah.
Ben, it's stellar connecting.
Yes,
That's
of course.
great.
And the connection there, obviously, is that
Green for money. Yeah.
yes, green for money. And back to the fallopian tubes, is we can just plug in something
Something for why.
for Y
Okay.
is F for fallopian tubes. And
Okay,
that
I
could
like
be
it, I
where
like it.
could be, or this could be plugged in for either H or D. Now
Yeah.
we
Of
are.
course, I is a constant.
We aren't
Yes.
completely sure, but if it were here, that would mean that the size of the fallopian tubes is actually more relevant than the size of the penises.
Yes.
Because it is
Interesting.
squared.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh my.
You did you major in math in college? You were a math major, right?
I wasn't a math major, I was a math minor.
A math minor.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense that you know a lot
Yeah.
about this.
I just, I
You dabble, right?
Yeah.
You dabble.
I dabble in penis.
Right, of course.
We all do. It's
Yeah,
part of
yeah.
our lives.
It's
You know,
natural. It's only
a
natural.
lifestyle.
Right.
It's a,
Yeah.
of course.
All right,
Big
I think we're boring our
groundbreaking
viewers with the
stuff.
math at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
But it's very interesting to see how it all plays out.
And how, because this unpredictability of Bitcoin for so long has been the defining characteristic of it being more trusted than something like a US dollar, and that's why people put their money towards it.
The rise of cryptocurrency.
Yes,
of course.
and now that it's been cracked, like the solution's been cracked, then people are
Right.
probably going to invest in it less, or
They can start cracking the dick problem.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Yes, and then of course the size of the vaginal tube does increase with more cracking. It's a silly concept,
It
but
really
is a
it
silly
does
concept.
relate to the equation.
But
now.
perhaps you could throw in some, because this is all done by global statistics and
Right.
population.
It's citizen science, is what
It's
it
citizen
is.
science.
Bonnie
And
Blue has
people-
actually contributed to this.
Oh
And
yeah,
has-
no, she was using
yeah.
the control group, I do believe.
Yes, and because people have been, using you know, it's all in through
Right.
what's it called? You know, you put in
Data
your
collection.
answer. It's a data collection.
A survey.
A survey.
A consensus, right.
Because it's a survey, people could lie now in a way that boosts the value of Bitcoin to their favor.
It can be done by
Yeah.
Satoshi Nakamoto, the guy who invented Bitcoin. He could still be around. He could be influencing this massive equation, right?
Yeah.
He can
By
be
getting millions of people hard and soft over and over again.
Wow.
Right, yes.
Do you think he's
It's
behind?
inflation. It's inflation.
Do you think
that's what it is?
He's behind the growth of the porn industry in recent history?
Could be.
Do
I-
we
I-
have
I
further
think
increased
that-
erection?
That was more the coronavirus pandemic, but
Oh,
he
God.
could have influenced that definitely.
Yes.
We're still looking into it, of course.
Yeah.
A very interesting theory that you put out there.
Yeah, thank you.
I think overall, what we'll learn today is that the Bitcoin itself will decrease in value a lot, just because people are going to be investing in it less, because it's predictable now.
And they're trusting it less.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh well, if it wasn't random all this time and it had something to do with penis size, then I'm not going
It
to
is funny,
put my
it is
money into
funny.
that.
It's a little silly.
It's just a bit of a silly concept, I know, but
It's fairly.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta
And,
push through the silliness to get to results, and
You
that's
know,
fine.
I've always struggled my whole life with silliness and holding things in, and today in this podcast, I really think I've put myself out and put my true self forward, and in a serious passion, and for something that's as global and network as much of a network as the news is today in history. And I'm just glad that I'm able to be a part of this.
And I just want to highlight your ability. I really appreciate the fact that you've been so open and so lightening up the mood in such a serious group of topics today.
Right, Nathan. It was a pleasure having you on the podcast. We hope to see you again.
Thank you,
very
guys.
shortly.
Thank you. I mean,
we will be doing this again.
You're always welcome in the neighborhood.
Yeah, thank you. Hey, thank you,
I
guys.
think everyone is always welcome in the neighborhood.
And you're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching.